Hi YouTube, Tim Unkert here. In this video, we're going to multiply fractions. And I think the simplest way to demonstrate this is to jump right into the problems. So let's look at problem 1. We have 1/4 times 3/4. Now when we multiply fractions, what we want to do is we want to multiply the numerator straight across, then multiply the denominator straight across. And by numerators, I mean the top part of the fraction. By denominators, I mean the bottom part of the fraction. So we just multiply straight across, and then we simplify as necessary. So let's do that. So we're going to do 1 times 3, which is just 3. So the top part of my fraction will be 3. And then 4 times 4, which is 16. The bottom part of my fraction will be 16. Now we want to think, can we simplify this? Well, the top number, 3, is only divisible by 1 and 3. It's a prime number. The bottom number, if we add up the digits 1 plus 6, they add up to 7. That's not a number divisible by 3, meaning 16 is not a number divisible by 3. Now, while 16 is divisible by 1, if I divided both the top and the bottom by 1, I'm getting 3/16. So long story short, we can't simplify this one. Okay? Let's look at problem 2. There's going to be two ways I approach this. First way, just like problem 1, and then the second way, we're going to simplify before we multiply. Okay, so first way, let's multiply across. 2 times 1, well, that simply is 2. Then 5 times 2, that simply is 10. Now I have to look at both 2 and 10. I notice those are both even numbers. And if you know a thing about divisibility rules, I'll leave a link to that video in the description. You can divide both the top and the bottom by 2. So we'll do that. So we're going to divide the top by 2 and divide the bottom by 2. 2 divided by 2 is just 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So our solution is 1/5. And it's okay if I divide by 2 over 2 because it's like dividing by 1. So it keeps the fraction the same, but simplifies the numbers in the fraction. The value doesn't change. Okay, let's show you the simplifying before you multiply method. Okay, so we've got 2/5 times 1/2. Now what I notice is I've got the number 2 here. So I've got the number 2 here. I've got the number 2 here. So if one of these numbers can be divided evenly by the other one, so if the bottom number could be divided by the top or vice versa, we want to divide out the largest common factor from, or the greatest common factor from both of those before we multiply. So in this particular case, the greatest common factor is 2. So if I divide out both 2 from both of those, I can just cross these out. 2 divided by 2 is 1 here. 2 divided by 2 is also 1. 1 times 1 is 1. And 5 times 1 is 5. So again, we get 1/5. The same answer we got from multiplying across and then simplifying. Sometimes it's easier to simplify first. It's really up to you. Okay, at this moment, take a snapshot if you need to. I'm going to delete this stuff and we'll move to problems 3 and 4. I would recommend that you maybe pause the video, try those out, and then watch me and see if you guys match up with the same answer. And also smash the like button if you want to. Okay, let's get rid of that stuff. And let's move down here. All right, so this problem's interesting. We have 3/7 times 3/7. Now, we can just multiply straight across. 3 times 7 is 21. 7 times 3 is also 21. Now, one way to think about the fraction bar is that it does represent division. So 21 divided by 21, any number divided by itself is simply 1. Okay, so we could do it that way. We could also simplify across because these numbers are both divisible by the same number. So we could divide both these by 3 and cross these out and write 1. Divide both of these by 7, cross them out and write 1. And then you just have 1 times 1, which is 1, over 1 times 1, which is 1, which equals 1. Okay, that's another way. Another way that we can think about this, we have 3/7 here, and we're multiplying by the reciprocal of 3/7, which is 7/3. The reciprocal, what that means is you just flip the fraction. So when you multiply by the reciprocal, when you multiply a fraction by the reciprocal, you get 1. Okay, so we could just write 1. Okay, so that's a third way to think about it. Problem 4, we see that we have a 9 and a 9 here. I can cross these off and write 1. Cross these off and write 1. This denominator of 10 is divisible by 5. So if we divide 10 by 5, we get 2 here. When we divide 5 by 5, we get 1. So we do 1 times 1, which is 1. And then 1 times 2, which is just 2. So this becomes 1/2. We could do it that way. We could also, if we want to, we could first just multiply across, then simplify. So 5 times 9 is 45. 9 times 10 is 90. 45 is exactly half of 90. They're both divisible by 45, so I could divide out the greatest common factor of both, which is 45. And I'll leave a link in the description on how to find the greatest common factor as well, along with the divisibility rules, in case you need those. So 45 divided by 45 is 1. 90 divided by 45 is 2. So we get 1/2 again. Okay. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do these problems. If I missed one, comment in the comments below. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. If it was, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, in the description, in addition to those videos, I'll leave a link to my Teacher Pay Teachers store and my website in case you want to support the channel in that way. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.